Hey guys, it's Mark Spec Comics, and I'm back at the workbench with another comic book haul. A much overdue comic book haul. So, a bunch of these books I picked up, over the past few weeks. Did some back issue bin, diving, some new comic book day releases, some of the stuff that's on my poll, and then some other stuff I'm like specking on. So, I'm gonna start. Let's see. Let's start with my spec stuff first. And this is going to be some Doctor Strange stuff. And I'll start with this is some Silver Age. So the first book, we're already familiar with this one. This is, let me just zoom in on that. Strange Tales number 128. And so this is the first appearance of the Eye of Agamotto, and there's also a pinup in there. This is a lower grade copy. I got this for I think it was like $8, but it's a pretty cool cover. Next book, Strange Tales number 150. This is my second copy. This is the first Marvel work done by John Buscema, and it's also the first appearance of Umar, which is right here. She's the daughter of Mephisto. So I'm like specking on this book because I'm expecting Mephisto to show up in Phase 4, probably in the Disney Plus series, and if that's the case, I could definitely see her showing up in the series as well. But that's that 150. It's also key, because it's John Buscema's first Marvel work, so it's always a one to pick. If you can find in the back issue bins, I definitely recommend getting that book. Got that for $12. It's also like probably a 5 copy. A lot of creases and stuff here on the side, but it presents well. This next book I showed a while back in one of my earlier hauls. You may have remembered this is Strange Tales number 157. This is a great classic Steranko cover. You see it got the whole Hail Hydra feel in there, shout out to Hydra. But this is the first cameo appearance of the Living Tribunal. I've been specking on this book for quite some time. I saw it when the first Doctor Strange movie came out. I forget what his name was, Mordo? I think he talked about the staff of the Living Tribunal. And then that's when I initially picked this book up. And then it was more recently confirmed by the Russo brothers that there was a cut scene in the recent Avengers movie that showed the Living Tribunal. But that's the cameo. Number 158 is the one you want to be gunning out for. This is the first full appearance of the Living Tribunal. So he's definitely a very key cosmic entity in the Marvel universe. It's definitely going to show up. I can say with very good confidence he's going to show up in either the next Doctor Strange movie or I don't know, who knows, maybe in Eternals movie. So definitely a book that's been catching a lot of steam. This book I got in the back issue bin for $12 in lower grade, which this is definitely a lower grade book. It's going up for like 30 or $40 now. But these books are just getting harder and harder to find in high grade, so whenever you can get them, snag them up. But yeah, so there's your Silver Age stuff right there. Let's move on to the next pile. I picked this up, not really sure why. I think I had the cover B, which had the cool, it was a black cover with the pyramids. But this is United States versus Murder Inc. number 1. I just like the cover. I don't know. this was a good read. I like that whole mystery crime storyline from time to time, and you know, Brian Michael Bendis was writing it, so I figured I pick it up again. Cause I think I gave it away in one of my giveaways, but so I picked that up. That was cover A. I recently haven't been picking up a lot of DC books just because the stories haven't been as good. Lately I've been doing a lot more DC reading online. Like I've been keeping up with The Flash. That's always been a favorite story of mine, is The Flash. I've been reading, actually, just recently I read the De-Seasoning, I think it was called. Had that really cool cover. I couldn't get one, they didn't have it at my shop, but it had a cover swipe of the Conjuring film, which looked really cool. But yeah, just lately I just haven't been able to just, I don't know, get into the whole DC storylines lately. But that's that on DC. Next book, Venom number 18. This has been on my poll, so I've been getting these, all the cover A's right along. This is definitely a key issue. This is an Absolute Carnage tie-in that I'm sure by now you've all heard that the Maker and the Hybrid, spoiler alert, emerged together. So I've been picking these up right along. Like I said, Venom and Immortal Hulk have been my two favorite reads in Marvel right now, and just recently the Powers of 10 House of X storyline. Obviously, that's, everybody's been reading that story. So that's that. Yeah, like I just mentioned, Venom. So here's the next one, Immortal Hulk number 23. That was that really sick wraparound with the Red Harpy. Now they're calling it the whole Immortal variants after that. That really cool wraparound. I think that they had in issue 15 initially, and you know, they're just doing with all these other series in Marvel, which a lot of them are, to be honest, have been really bad. But this one was actually really cool. Next book was Captain Marvel number 8. This was the second printing. I like the cover. It's the first cover appearance of Star, which has been like the new character in the series that nobody's reading. I know for sure I'm not reading it, but I did well, not reading it right along, but I have been reading the last 3 or so issues that's been talking about this character Star. So yeah, I got this for cover price. So there's your like I said, Marvel books right there. And then the last to finish up, we're gonna do some indies. So to start, I got 2 copies of Blood Realm number 3. This is the volume 2. This is the second story arc. From the Shadow Kingdom is the story arc, but that's part 3. They're going on to the next story arc. I think it's starting in January. But this has been a good read. I think only me and Jim Comics is the only ones reading this book. Let me know if you guys are reading it. But it's from Alterna Comics. You can't beat it. It's $1.50 sticker price. You know, you spend less on 2 of these than you do on most Marvel and DC books. But it's been a good story. I like the dark fantasy horror. Inside of it's very, you know, you get that gritty fantasy dark horror storyline that, you know, if you guys enjoy that, you know, take a read at this Blood Realm. It's been a very good story, to be honest. You know, and Robert Geronimo, he writes, draws, you know, illustrates. He does everything for this series. So like I said, they're gonna be starting the 3rd story arc early January, and I think they're gonna be doing like a hardcover they're gonna be releasing probably in December from the first 6 issues. So look out for that if you're interested, because these books are really hard to find. They're very low print. From Alterna Comics, they don't usually put out a lot of print runs. So if you can find them, check it out. But if not, like I said, the hardcover is coming out in December. Next book, I did Under the Radar Rising Star. That was episode 1 was on Atlas Comics. I ended up picking up this book. This is the Tarantula #1. First time I found this out in the wild. It's in pretty good condition. It's probably like I don't know, I want to say probably like a VF-ish right now. Definitely see some pressable defects on there that could bring it up probably to VF plus near mint, maybe ish around there. But this is, as you know, we talked about it, Paramount bought the rights to Atlas. They're working on obviously some films, but they haven't really put out any more news than from what I talked about last time. So right now is the time to pick up these books when nobody's talking about them. Got this for $7.50. So if you can get them for $10 or less, why not, right? Because you don't know, it's a good investment. You don't know what's coming out, and when nobody's talking about it, it's the best time to buy. So this next book was pretty funny. I've been looking for this book out in the wild for quite some time. I think it came out about a month ago. But this is just pretty much a cover by. It says Cristiano Ronaldo's Striker Force #1. It actually came. It's polybagged, but which I was surprised. And it's a square bound book. But I picked this up because obviously I'm a big soccer fan, big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. And when I saw this was coming out, I was like, oh man, I couldn't find it because majority of LCSs did not buy it or did not order it. So when I went to a one recently that I stop in from time to time, they had a copy. So I was happy to find that. I know there was a free comic book day issue as well that I was not able to find. So if you guys find one of those, let me know. I'd like to have it. But that's that. And then the last book, obviously, is Spawn #300. This is the other book I have on my pull right now. So that's that cover. And I had to pick up the ASM 300 cover swipe. So I've been picking these up right along. I think it's probably from like $2.95 on, and because I knew they were going to do all these cover swipes. So, and obviously there was a first appearance in this one. I think it was the second She-Spawn appeared in here, and there was a bunch of like spawns, like team spawns are battling the new character, like I guess the new evil hell in there or whatever. So that's going to be something to look forward to going on. Obviously, number 301 is going to be the record breaker that you want to be looking out for. So that's going to have the first full appearance of She-Spawn. So that's also something to look forward to. And it's going to have that neat ASM 301 cover swipe. So look for that when that comes out. This was a big book. I think it was like a 72 page issue, so that's why you got that $8 cover price. Otherwise, these books have been, the Image has been doing well with the $3 cover prices. So I enjoyed the story. There was, I think, 4 or 5 different stories in there, and it had Todd McFarlane's first, I think, penciling or story written in there for like since like I don't know the 90s or whatever. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that was my recent comic book haul. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting close to the 200 subs mark, so let's get this content out there. So if I can get to 200 or 250, I'll do another giveaway. So if you guys remember my last giveaway, I brought up some pretty cool books that I gave out. So So let's get that content out there. Let's get me closer to that 200 mark so we can do another giveaway. All right. Until next time, it's Mark Spec the Comics. Out.